So right now you're watching my commercial as I count down to 30. And as soon as these 30 seconds are up, we're going to be live on my YouTube channel. So y'all just give it a minute and enjoy looking at me and talking to me right here live on my YouTube channel. I love you, and I'm about to be live in 20 seconds. So
countdown.
We're going to count down that together. Psych, you thought we was going to count down, but I am. Well, my water's not in front of me, but shout out to Coors Light Hydrated Water. They're one of my sponsors. So, let me just shut up so y'all can come watch me live. So, y'all see me later. Yo, what's up? You have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And we're about to be live in like 1 minute. So right now you're watching my commercial as I count down to 30. And as soon as these 30 seconds are up, we're going to be live on my YouTube channel. So y'all just give it a minute and enjoy looking at me and talking to me right here live on my YouTube channel. I love you, and I'm about to be live in 20 seconds. So
countdown.
We're going to count down that together. Psych, you thought we was going to count down, but I am. Well, my water's not in front of me, but shout out to Coors Light Hydrated Water. They're one of my sponsors. So, let me just shut up so y'all can come watch me live. So, y'all see me later. All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening. As you see, I am in a different space, a different place. That rhyme, different space, different place. I am live right here on my YouTube channel where we talk about any and everything. In today's topic, we're going to be talking about relationships. Yeah, we're going to go there. And I have a very special guest on today. And if you wanted to join this live, there's a link on the page that you have to click. And let me make sure it's being shared. So give me a second to make sure that it is live. There is a link that you can click. Let me make sure that it is. There's a link in my chat. There we go. All you got to do is click that link in the chat and you can come on my channel. And shout out to them Texas boys tomorrow. We're going to do some damage tomorrow. But I'm going to get to that later on at the end of this, towards the end of this. If you are new at my channel, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, post on my channel. And when this video is done and finished, you can leave comments on this video. The other day I had a good guest. She was talking about getting the free tablet and phone and whatnot. At this time, before I get started, I'm going to pay a commercial because I definitely have to pay my sponsor. Shout out to Coors Light Water. When I come back, we're going to get started.
It's Bubba Uno, so you know it's lit.
Purchase your tracks today.
I don't even think they can see because I'm blocking the thing. You guys, we are back, and like I said before, I had to play that commercial because Coors Light is the best water you ever had. Shout out to Coors Light for Coors hydrated water. Thank you for that. All right, let's get into it. I'm waiting on my guests to click the link so we can go ahead and get started. Um, where do I start? I'm gonna let the guest start the conversation. We're talking about relationships, and when you talk about what's the first thing come? Put it in the chat. What is the first thing come to mind when you say relationships? That could be a barrage of things. That could be a family. That could be a friend. That could be a person. It could even be a thing. It's what you make it. So when I say relationship, I think of someone you love, someone you respect, or it could be someone that you just, someone that you like. It could be someone that you like. It could be that too. Relationship could mean different things to different people. So when I say relationship, I'm thinking more of a love thing, a relationship thing. That's just my opinion. And everybody has one. So when I say relationship, it could be a friend that's there in your time of need, or it could be a friend that you grew up with. And now, like I say, a relationship can mean different things to different people. When I said it, what comes to mind to me is someone that's your significant other. That's what comes to mind when I say relationship. So what's your take on it? Y'all come on and join. And we're gonna talk about Donald Trump's mugshot. Oh, we have to talk about the mugshot. I don't know if he was trying to be gangster or he was just trying to get people to troll him. Donald Trump's mugshot. I don't know if you guys seen it today, but oh my God, his mugshot was like, wow. And people are still gonna vote for Donald Trump, regardless of what his charges is. If I think at this point you're just dragging more people to vote for Donald Trump. I'm gonna get back into relationship, but we're gonna get on Trump for a minute. Donald Trump is only gaining more people to vote for him. I even saw somebody say today that if he goes to prison and get convicted, they still want to vote for Donald Trump. I mean, and this is a black person, by the way. I'm not trying to make it about race, but I saw a black person literally tell me that they would vote for Donald Trump. But before I do anything else, I have a special guest. As I said before, this is a very, very special guest, and we're going to welcome her to the channel. And here she is. Welcome to the channel. Introduce yourself and your platform. And are you on mute? You have to unmute yourself. You're muted. Okay, now you're not.
Yes. Nice to meet everyone here. As far as I'm currently on social media, but I don't really engage very much on social media. So I am here as first time guest.
And do you have any social medias that you want anybody to follow you on before we get started?
No, I do not currently.
I can't hear you.
No, I don't currently.
Okay, so I don't know if you were on a few minutes ago when I was talking about relationships and Donald Trump. I don't know what you tuned in at. You have any takes on Donald Trump? That's what I'm currently at this on at this moment. Like, you have any take on his mugshot, or do you think people are going to continue to vote for him, regardless of what he does?
Of course, yeah. It's always I mean, with him, any news is good news as far as he's concerned. So whether it be him going to prison, whether it be whatever the situation or case is for him, it's all working for him. It's all working in his favor. So there are always going to be um, those that will vote for him no matter what. And that's just the fact of the matter. So it is what it is.
Do you think that he cheated this past election? Do you think that he everything that he's been accused of, do you think he did it, or do you think that he's too? Oh, that's one thing I can say about Donald Trump before you give your answer. That's one thing I can respect about Donald Trump. He's always upfront and he says what's on his mind. I can give him that.
Um, I believe that definitely some things went down. I don't know exactly what he's being accused of, so I really don't. I haven't really been following it very much. Um, but at the same time, I feel like whenever he was actually, whenever they announced him as president, he was very surprised. So even though all of those things took place, I don't think that he actually expected to win. His expectation at the time, in my personal opinion, was that he was going to say that others actually cheated, and that was the reason as to why he did not win um, the presidency. And he was going to fight it, and he was going to sue, and he was going to do this and do that. But to his surprise, he actually won. And I don't think that was a
Right?
part of his plan initially.
I think, like you said, I think he shocked his own self when he won the election. Like I said, I give Donald Trump, he got a good hustle. He got a good hustle mentality, and he knows how to get money. I can give him that. Like I say, that as far as I can give him. I think he knows how to financially run this country. As far as running the country as a whole, I don't think he's good for that job. Financially, I think he knows how to handle his business.
He runs it as a business. So as far as like that aspect of it, um, that's cool. As far as him being able to defend the country properly, I think that he he does have connections with certain people that he needs to have connections with. And I have a few good things to say about him. I don't agree with the person that he is on a personal level. I would not say that I am just uh, one way or the other, like straight Democrat, straight Republican. It's not either for me. It's just okay. What does this person stand for? And so there are a lot of good things that he does bring to the table, but there are also some not so great things. So
I agree. I totally agree. I think this next election is going to be a very important election. Now, and if you're not registered to vote, please, if you're 18 or older, please get registered to vote because I think this election is more important than Barack Obama election. I'm gonna say that's how serious it is, in my opinion. If you're over the age of 18, please sign up and vote, whatever country you're in. Your vote does matter this time. Do you agree, or
I have my personal thoughts on that. I believe that our vote matters when it comes to more so local things in the area. I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, quote unquote. So in terms of
oh,
whether
speaking of
I
that, I
feel
remember
like
me and you.
my vote matters on a large scale, not so
I
much.
remember me and you having a conversation a while back, and we were talking about stuff like that about slavery. We were talking about I don't know if you remember the conversation that we had a while back when we was talking about um, technically some people feel like they're still in slavery. We were talking about you were telling about some people that free slave. You were saying some really interesting things about slavery. I don't know if you remember the conversation that you were sharing some people that I didn't even know about that was a part of slavery.
I don't really remember the conversation specifically.
I know you were showing me some historic people that had. Matter of fact, you said something about a plantation here in Orange. There's a plantation here. I didn't even know that.
Oh, there are many.
Yeah, I didn't. I haven't. I didn't even know. I didn't have any idea of that.
Oh yeah, the Brown Center, um, the Brown Center in Orange, Texas. Definitely plantation
Do you have any?
for sure.
Give me 1 second because I'm are you echoing a little bit? I'm gonna try to get some headphones. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna play a commercial. Y'all just give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to get some headphones so it won't be sounding echo so you guys can hear her better. So you guys give me 1 second. I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Yo, what's up? You have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And we're about to be live in like 1 minute. So right now you're watching my commercial as I count down to 30. And as soon as these 30 seconds are up, we're going to be live on my YouTube channel. So y'all just give it a minute and enjoy looking at me and talking to me right here live on my YouTube channel. I love you, and I'm about to be live in 20 seconds. So
Countdown.
we're going to count down that together. Psych, you thought we was gonna count down, but I am. Well, my water's not in front of me, but shout out to Coors Light Hydrated Water. They're one of my sponsors. So let me just shut up so y'all can come watch me live. So y'all see me later. Yo, what's up? You have subscribed to my YouTube channel. And we're about to be live in like 1 minute. So right now you're watching my commercial as I count down to 30. And as soon as these 30 seconds are up, we're going to be live on my YouTube channel. So y'all just give it a minute and enjoy looking at me and talking to me right here live on my YouTube channel. I love you, and I'm... Okay, can you guys hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Let me see if you guys can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, yes, y'all can hear me. Good, good. Okay. You're welcome to come back to the stage. Can you, okay, turn your mic up, see if I can hear you. Say something.
Mic test.
Huh? Let me see if I
Mic
can turn
check.
you up. Hold on. I got you at max. I still can't hear you. But you can hear me, which is fine. I need to be able to hear you. Okay, hold on. Okay, say something.
Mic check.
Okay. There we go. All right, now what was we saying? I think we were talking about historic places in Texas. We'd have to say where we are. You gave me some historic places you were telling me about that I didn't know anything about.
No, I was just mentioning the Brown Center that's located in Orange, Texas. That used to be a plantation, but there are many homes. There are many homes in the area that are, that used to be plantation homes. So yeah.
I just recently saw something on Facebook the other day about Varder had some signs up, KKK signs up. I didn't even realize, I knew Varder was like that, but I didn't think it was still like that to this day, that people are still being, racist like that. What you think about, them signs in Varder that was it went viral on Facebook. I don't know if you saw that post about them hanging their signs.
I don't really pay much attention to that. You're always gonna have hate. I don't really let things like that bother me because the more attention that you bring to it, then it tends to recirculate, and then it just continues to get pushed further. And so I try not to bring too much energy to things that I don't want to be amplified and magnified. So, like I said, the whole KKK, Confederate, all that thing, you're always going to have people like that in the world That's not anything out of the ordinary.
I agree. I totally agree. And since we're on that subject, we're going to move back into because talking about that, it's sad, but it's true. What goes back to my original topic of relationship. What's the first thing come to your mind when you think of relationship? What crosses your mind when a relationship come up?
Usually, when people ask the question or pose the question, "Hey, are you in a relationship?" Like if it's worded that way, then my mind immediately goes to like romantic relationship. It doesn't go to like friendship or any other type of relationship that I have with family members and coworkers and such.
What do you feel about relationships in this day and time? About just generalized relationships of significant other, lovers, friends.
It's
Um,
it's a little
what
scary. It's a little scary. Um,
speak on it?
Simply because now we have access to so many people in the world, right? Not just the United States, but we have access to so many people that before we did not have access to. So because we have access to so many people, a lot of times you're like, oh my gosh, I have all these options, right? So then now you're conditioning people or conditioning they're conditioning their minds to say to or to think, okay, this person doesn't have this quality or this particular thing that isn't necessarily a must have, but this particular thing that you like. And so it's just like, oh, they don't have this, X, move on to the next. So you find yourself so many people that's swiping left. And when I say swipe left, they're just moving on to the next person, not allowing um, relationships to really grow and mature and to really allow them to develop in a real way because we're so used to the microwave. Hey, let me hook up with this person. Let me get to know this person real quick. And if they don't show me the things that I'm looking for after date one, sometimes after date two, then peace out. On
Do
to the
you think it's a
next.
generation thing? Or like, do you think it's a generation of age thing, or do you think that's a both male and female thing?
You said, is it a generational thing?
What I mean, like millenniums, younger
Right.
generation, or I'm thinking like the 2024 generation, 30 generation.
No, unfortunately, it has impacted anyone who is who has become comfortable with meeting people online. They've been they've been conditioned to swipe left. So you kind of have to really, as you become more comfortable with it, you kind of have to watch yourself um, and really make sure that you're not passing up on these people that you're coming in contact with. Just like, hey, these are real people. You have to, it actually takes work, just like it always has, to build a real, genuine relationship. And you have to sustain it. So,
And that brings me to my question: what do you consider a sustained relationship? What do you and that's like a word not too people hear anymore these days. Sustained relationship. What is your definition of a sustained relationship? What y'all hear in the background is something historic. That it's a clock, an antique clock, by the way. If y'all know about antique clocks, you should get one.
okay. I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
What is your core of a sustained relationship to you? What does it mean to you? What is a sustained relationship in your eyes, in your form?
Someone or a couple that is able to work through issues. Couples that are able to talk about hard topics. Talk about the things that may be uncomfortable to talk about, and not just piecing out at the first sign of. Some people deem it as trouble. It's not necessarily trouble. It's just
Well, they call it
relationship
red flags. But I'm
things.
listening to you. But they call it red flags nowadays.
No, but that's the thing. You can't be too quick to call everything a red flag. If you're having to have a difficult conversation, that is not a red flag. It's not. It's simply talking through relationship. That is a normal thing. It's a red flag for you to think that having difficult conversations is a red flag. That's a problem.
Well, I would agree to that. And I will also, some people have not dealt with their past trauma of relationships, meaning that it could have come from an abusive relationship, it could have come from a not so healthy relationship, it could have been a barrage of things, male or female, could come from and don't really know what to look for anymore because they're still not, they haven't dealt with whatever mentally they have not dealt with past issues. I think mental health is definitely something important as well. While we just on the topic of everything,
Mental health as well as introspection. It's important for you as a person to really be able to go within and just really pick apart certain things about yourself to see, hey, I notice that I feel this way. Why do I feel this way? What's causing me to be triggered in this way? What has happened in my life that has caused X, Y, and Z? So once you're able to really do that introspection, then at that point, even if you're not completely healed, at least that's a starting point, and you can talk about that. And that's not even to say that everybody who's not completely healed is not qualified to be in a relationship. That is absolutely 100% wrong. I did completely disagree with that. Um, as long as you know what things that you are currently unhealed from, if you know what they are, that is amazing. You can present those things to the person that you're in a relationship with. You can
quick train
sit
of
down
thought
and
while
have
you're
that.
in there. This a train of thought. Do you do that
Mhm.
after the honeymoon is over? What I mean, when you first started dating, do you get that out the way early on in a relationship, or do you do that when you feel like you can trust that person with the information that you're giving them?
You may not have this conversation on the first date,
Of
don't get me
course not.
wrong. But once you see that, hey, this is somebody, I think this is somebody that I could actually see myself with long term, then that's when you start having these conversations. Then you can give that person a chance or an opportunity to make an informed decision that, hey, okay, I know that this person has these triggers. This person has dealt with XYZ in their life. And you don't have to tell your whole life story, but you can just give them a little bit. Be like, hey, this person is dealing with this, and you can let that person make a decision on if there's something that they want to pour into and invest their time into.
True, true. I think it's important when you first meet that person, you put certain things on the table just to I guess be honest with them. I mean, these days, like you say, everybody just jump into a relationship and don't know what they're jumping into because they just like what's on the outside. And he has a car, or she has a house, or he have a house and she has a house. It's I'm gonna say it's both parties. I'm not gonna put it on one gender or the other.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can rebuttal to that. I mean, I was looking for you to say something about that. What
About what exactly?
meaning that when you first okay when you first go on a date, what do you look for when you first go on that first? Like, what are some of the signs that this person could be good potentially, or I have to work with this person? Because the reason I ask that question, I often wonder when women go on dates with whoever it may be, what do people look for nowadays? I think that's gonna be the topic. What do people look for nowadays? Don't
Let's
be shy.
see. It's a little difficult to explain, but I'll try to articulate it the best way that I can. Okay, so that's a good question. Okay,
I
so
got you stunned. Ring the bell.
I would say that the first thing that you definitely want to look for is that, okay, the two people have to first make sure that this is somebody that they're physically attracted to, right? That's off top. Especially for men, you already know how men operate. They gotta see what's going on. They have to at least be able to say, okay, she's men have to be able to say at least, okay, she's okay, right? Like the woman has to at least be okay. For the woman, the man has you have to be able to say, okay, this is somebody I can actually see myself with from a physical standpoint, right? Those things, that's the simple thing off top.
So
If
what
those
about,
things aren't
do
in
kids
place,
play a factor? Like if,
okay,
if that person have kids, do that play a factor in that? If that person has maybe one kid or two kids, or what be like, oh no, he got too many kids. I can't do that.
well, that comes through conversation because you don't really know that off top unless it's somebody that you met online and they already let you know, hey, I have X number of kids, right? Or if you talk to them on the phone, they're just like, hey, I have 15 kids. I would like, oh,
Right?
I hope you find what you're looking for, bro, because it's not me.
Let God be your blessing. I'm not gonna be your lesson.
So, for some people, that's a factor. Some people don't want kids at all. So, even if you have one, that's a big deal for them.
Speak on it, the truth. I love my daughter to death, but oof, that's another topic for another day.
Some people have
Parenting.
multiple um, people that they deal with in terms of their multiple fathers or multiple mothers. Red flag for me is if they have multiple mothers and all of the mothers are crazy. It's just like, nah, actually, something's wrong with you. I've discovered that. It's just like, nah, that's not really what's
Well,
happening
it goes
here.
back to what you said. Be careful who you lay down with to have a baby with, because everybody don't need to have no kids, and if they do, they some I have a cousin. I'm not gonna say a name, but I have a cousin that used this kid as a pawn, and I don't like the fact that he uses his daughter as a pawn. I mean, I don't agree to that. I just don't. I love him to death, but I don't agree with some of his parenting skills. Using the child as a pawn is never a good thing.
Yeah. So, um, that's just a couple things. It's just a couple things, but I mean, there are quite a few things that I look for. I just basic things like kindness. Like if, for example, if you're going out, you might be meeting somebody at a coffee shop. If they're ordering something as simple as a coffee, and they're rude to the person that that's taking their order, it's just like, why are you rude? That would be a complete X for me. That's like a non-negotiable for me.
Well, see, what I told my daughter to do if she's out on a date, and I'm teaching her while she's young, because that, you got to teach them while they're young. I told my daughter, if you go on a date with a guy and he pays for your food, the least you could do is leave a tip. There's nothing wrong with leaving a tip. But I will say, if the guy say, what we doing after this, if he use the words, where we going after this and what we doing after this, right there, that is, you should exit and pay for your own food and leave. That's what I told my daughter.
Not necessarily. There are different ways to handle that. She can handle that in a different way and say, well, I'm not sure about what you're going to do, but what I plan to do is
Right?
X, Y, Z. So
Well, to keep the conversation from going left, kind of, to keep it
that
from
will keep it from going left. That will keep it
because
guaranteed.
guys, you got some sensitive men in the world now. No disrespect, but you got some very sensitive men nowadays that will, you got some people that's not stable in the mind that pack guns now and want to shoot you behind words. It's crazy that the world we live in. You got guys and women too that shoot you behind words.
That's not typical behavior, though. That's not typical.
It's
That's not an everyday.
society that we live in now.
That's not an
women
everyday
are very
occurrence.
sensitive. You got men. I mean, I'm again. We're growing up in a time where men are a little bit more sensitive than women. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you have to go on these dates and then worry about that type of
You're
thing
gonna make it
happening.
home.
But at the same time, you do have to think about the things that they're putting in the food and in the water and in the environment.
That's a
Um,
whole nother topic right there by
that
itself. Just food.
that mimic these different chemicals that's been put into the food supply actually mimic estrogen. And so that's what's causing hormones to kind of go awry when it comes to men being more sensitive. But yes, that is a different topic. So
Yes, we definitely got to do that topic one day. Talk about what's in the food. And while we on that, can you give out? You're pretty healthy. I see you work out. You run. What do you suggest for men or women to live longer? Because I've noticed you do things that's gonna age you gracefully. I'm looking at you right now. Age has done you definitely justice. So what can you offer people to drink or eat that having you look the way you look?
I definitely say that water is a big deal. Lots
You
of
gotta bring
water.
up the rice. You have to bring up the rice. I'm listening to you, but you gotta share the rice,
The rice.
the jasmine rice.
Oh, go ahead. You know about it. Go ahead. Share it.
Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
You know about it. Go ahead and share about the rice
Oh
that you know
well,
about.
okay. Well, it's a backstory to this. I've been eating Dugay rice since I lived with my grandmother, and I love some Dugay rice. Don't get me wrong, but ever since I don't know if you have jasmine rice in your house that you can show the people, but this jasmine rice, it tastes like it's just the texture and the way you have to buy it to understand where I'm coming from. I don't buy any other rice no longer. I eat jasmine's rice. And I don't know what all it has in it, but you can share that. But that I would not go back to Dugay rice. Love my grandmother. Don't get me wrong. Love Dugay rice, but jasmine rice, it tastes a whole lot better. It doesn't take that long to cook either. I didn't get paid for saying that. Jasmine's rice, by the way.
Well, you didn't mention a specific brand either, so you're still good. So surprisingly enough, that isn't what I would recommend if you're trying to be healthy. It just tastes better than regular Dugay.
Facts.
If you're trying to go the healthier route, then I would sub it out, not for brown rice. Brown rice tends to have arsenic in it. But what I would suggest would be wild rice, which is actually more than it is a brand. You would eat wild rice, black rice.
So
That would be my recommendation.
So what about pork food like pork in general? You think I don't too much care. I don't too much buy pork unless it's a T-bone steak or I love buffalo wings.
Unless it's a what?
T-bone steak. I will buy a T-bone steak and cook it myself.
T-bone.
T-bone steak.
T-bone steak. That's not pork.
Huh?
That isn't pork.
No, but I mean, as I say, that's the closest thing I'm gonna get to pork. I'm gonna make sure it's expensive because the more expensive the meat is, the texture and the quality is gonna taste better.
So pork and red meat, definitely things that you eat. And I'm not a doctor, but these are just suggestions.
Well, true. But if you were a doctor,
from my personal opinion, what I would do or what I do specifically.
And y'all can put questions in the chat if y'all want to ask questions. And I'm looking at the chat and I'm looking at
because I can't see the chat. But when it comes to, I don't really. I typically try to limit red meat. Try not to do too much red meat.
Right.
Mostly do chicken, turkey, seafood.
So do you bake or fry more? I know I can answer that a little bit, but you can answer it better. I know you probably bake more than you fry.
I can't stand frying. Can't
You
stand
can't
it.
stand the taste of some fried chicken, huh?
You said the taste?
The taste of some fried chicken being cooked in your kitchen. I think you said you don't like the smell, but it smells good though.
No, no, no. Specifically, I don't like food smell getting in my clothes.
So if
I
you're
don't
cooking
like
fried
that.
chicken, you gonna change clothes instantly.
If I'm eating it,
No, if you're frying it.
I'm not. You're not gonna catch me frying
Okay,
fried
so if
chicken.
you're dating somebody, they come to your house and like they want to fry chicken, you're not gonna let them fry chicken.
No,
You gotta think about it for a minute.
no. I
So
didn't have to think about it. I was
so if you
making that
really,
face. I think you already know the answer to that question.
if he's at your house for the weekend and he buys chicken and he be like, okay, I want to fry some chicken, you're gonna be like, what you finna do with that, right? You're gonna ask him what he finna do with that.
If who buys chicken?
If he buys the chicken,
Who?
your significant other. Let's say you're dating somebody and you actually invite them to your house, and they be like, is it okay if I fry chicken? You gonna have an issue with him frying chicken?
I doubt that my significant other will even want to fry chicken.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
9 times out of 10, the person that I'll probably end up with is probably going to be health conscious.
But what if he likes chicken? I don't know too many guys who don't like fried chicken.
I never said I didn't like it. I just don't promote it when it comes to health.
So you more of a, can you bake that type girl, or are you more of like, let me do the thing in the kitchen. You just go stand off over there
I'll be like, oh, you want fried chicken? You can go to your house and fry the chicken.
and bring you some back, huh?
No, absolutely. Keep it on. No, I'm good.
Well, you are healthy, so I mean, hey, it's paying off. It's paying off.
We have to take care of our bodies. We only have one body. This is not what is it called? Dang, what is the name of that show? Altered Carbon, where you can change sleeves. Can't change sleeves. Can't change
Nope,
bodies. So
nope.
gotta take care of
Once
who you
they
got.
drop you in that casket, whatever size casket they gonna get for you, that's the size casket you gonna get in.
Well, even before that, you don't when you like lose quality of life because now you're having to take all of this mess. You really don't want to have to put yourself in this situation if you can avoid it, right?
I guess I have a problem then because I'm a chicken lover. I love baked chicken,
I
fried
didn't say
chicken.
anything was wrong with chicken.
You know what? I blame my grandmother for this because that's all she ever cooked. Chicken gumbo, chicken gumbo, fried chicken, baked chicken. I'm gonna be honest. My daddy name, and this is no joke. His name is Ernest Gates, right? But they called him Chicken Plucker. Literally, his street name is Chicken Plucker, right? So now you can understand why I love chicken. Even his name has chicken in it. I've never shared that with you guys till today.
But now that you're grown man, kind of like spread your wings and try other things.
I'm willing to try new things because, like I said, I'm at 41. And for instance, my daughter, she wants to cook shrimp at her mom's house. I forgot to bring a bag of shrimp to her mom's house so I can see if she knows how to do it like I do it. I am very curious to see if my daughter can do it like I do it. I am very curious to see all this time she's been watching me cook. Can she do it? Can she do it the way her daddy do it? I am very curious to see that.
That should be very interesting.
I mean, she cooked something earlier today. She made some eggs, noodles, and something else. No, yeah, eggs and noodles. Basically, it was like rice and eggs, but it was just noodles and eggs. And she did pretty decent. She forgot a thing or two, but I sat there and watched her do it, and I was like, okay, she needs a couple more lessons, but she got it. She got the basics of it. I didn't tell her, hey, you were doing wrong, because I didn't want to hurt her feelings or make her feel like I didn't like it. I just studied her habit, studied how she did it, studied how she sprinkled her seasoning, I gotta teach you how to sprinkle seasoning. But all around from 1 to 10, I gotta give her at least a 7.
All right.
Gotta give her a 7.
7 is promising.
Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna be a cooking young lady when she grow up. I don't know. She likes a lot of Korean stuff because that's what she's into at the moment, Korean stuff.
Oh, did you introduce her to Korean meals?
The noodles, yes and no. She found some other noodles that I didn't know anything about, and they only sell them in certain stores out here. My homeboy Jasmine, he be trying to put me on certain foods. Let me tell you about him. I think he's watching too. Jasmine, if you in here, come on up. Come on up. You could be the third person up here. Come on up. Let's talk about your cooking. If you in the chat, come on up. Push the button, come on up. Because he always bragging about when I cook, what did you cook with that? Even when you call me, ask me, what did you cook with that? Me, I'm a very simple person. If I'm frying chicken, more than likely I'm gonna do some fries. If I'm baking chicken, more than likely I'm gonna do some rice. So what's wrong with me cooking 2 sides? Some rice and chicken. Basic.
That's not 2 sides.
That is a side. Chicken and rice
You
is a
said
side.
2 sides.
I did. So what you say it's a side like green beans or some corn or something like that? Is that considered a side?
You answered your own question.
That can be considered a side, FYI. A side could be mashed potatoes and gravy. It depends on,
Those are all examples of sides.
okay, when you cook, what do you consider sides?
You just named it. All of those are examples of sides.
But that's basics of sides.
That's what
Technically it's not a side. A side to me is a side dish, like peach cobbler. That's a side dish to me.
that's a dessert.
That's a side. That's not a
Sir,
side. Y'all put it in the chat. Is peach cobbler a side or a dish?
it's
Put it in the chat.
dessert. It's not a side.
Okay,
Yeah, I
Jasmine
know I'm not
said in the
crazy.
chat. He said, uh-oh. Okay, we got questions coming in. Okay, Jasmine said chicken wings are a wingette. Okay, it could be a wingette. That's what they are, chicken wings. Wingettes. Okay, we have a question from Supermom. I have a question. What does that have to do with relationships? That has nothing to do with relationship.
Nothing at all. Maybe you're hungry. You got sidetracked. You start talking about. I think that's what happened.
Well, when you have a podcast, you talk about whatever's on the mind. You do. I mean, if it's on the topic, we stick to the topic.
We should go back to the topic.
I was just going to say that cooking is a part of a relationship, whether you people want to believe it or not. Cooking is definitely a part of a relationship because if you got good cooking skills, that let me know your mama raised you right. In my opinion, your mama had you in the kitchen. If you could make a homemade cornbread or you can make general cornbread, you impressing me. We have another guest up. Come on up. Please welcome my boy Jazz Moore to the stage.
What's going on, man?
I guess it's your expertise. Come on in.
Hey, wings and fries is not a meal, bro.
What? Okay,
You guys-
before you answer that question, is peach cobbler a side or a dish?
That's a dessert. That's another side dish.
Exactly. He said side.
But it's a dessert though. Like I just cooked gravy, smothered chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans. My main thing is smothered chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans the size of gravy. That's what I had. Not no chicken wings and fries. Or you'll do chicken wings, fries, and plain white rice. That is not a meal.
Well, chicken wings can be a meal as long as you're cooking it with something. It could be a meal depending on what you're cooking with it.
I mean, chicken wings and fries can be a meal, but you have to, if you have a family or somebody that wants to come over, You have to make a complete meal. You gotta have a main dish, maybe one or two sides, depending on what the side is. Cause you can do smothered potatoes, sausage, and onions, and that can be one
No,
big
but that's
side.
a meal. That's a meal right there. Just them
But
three.
see, but see, some people think that's a meal, but that can be a side dish. It's cutting on how you cook it.
Do you
Some
concur with this, ma'am?
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Okay.
that's just like green beans when you put sausage in them. That can be a whole meal, but it's really a side dish. You know, us blacks, we got to do it big. We can't just do it small.
Yeah.
You
Well, if you
know,
got kids, you got to make a meal. Like
yeah,
you,
you gotta give stuff because some kids will never try something until they're grown. Like another guy or significant other would have to put them on eating something. Like me, I don't eat hot carrots. I don't like cooked carrots, but I can eat cool carrots. But as I get older, carrots are kind of good to me now. Now, one thing I don't like is pickles on a burger. I like cold pickles.
hmm, never knew that.
Just like a cucumber salad. That's a side dish. That can be a side dish to a thing too.
While we on the topic, I'm still gonna get back on the topic of relationship. Do you feel like a woman knowing, okay, woman or man, do you think both parties should know how to cook in the kitchen?
Hold on. Before that, somebody had a question in the chat. I was trying to read before I came in. You need to read that. But um, long as they, long as you're there to learn. Um, like I say, I don't care if you know how to only cook two dishes. Make sure that like that's what you know how to cook good. You can always learn. There's too many things out here for you not to learn. There's YouTube that show you step by step. There's the old books guide. You can always make it the way they tell you. Then you go back and add your stuff to it or take away. You might not want this much uh chicken broth in there because it got extra sodium. You might want to take some of the sodium out. So that's something you have to do. Like I say, that's the point of being in a relationship. You gotta help each other learn and teach each other. I don't know everything. Some things I'm not the best at, so that's why I chose her to be my partner to improve me on that. Like, not saying I'm bad at reading and spelling, but that was one of my low points. Low points. I was good at math. My kid's mom liked reading and spelling, so she's still good at math, but reading and spelling, my attention is short. So my mind's gonna wander, and I'm gonna not want to read. I'm not gonna read a whole doggone book or page or something if I
Right?
don't have to. I'm gonna skim through it, find out what I need, and I'm gone.
Kind
You
of like
know,
I would. Something like,
Just like Harry Potter. I wouldn't dare read a Harry Potter book, but I watched the movies many a time.
right? I write an essay what I saw in the movie and Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
you
And read the
know,
book.
but some people tell me sometimes the book is way more better than the movie
Well, because
because
the
they,
book has a lot more stuff in it. You know, the
yeah,
book.
yeah, 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 they water down and stuff and all that. But at the end of the day, you find somebody that, like I say, you can fill in the gaps. Everybody has gaps. Everybody has something they're not good at. You find somebody to fill in that gap.
Well,
You
that's
don't know how to.
what I'm saying. And what's the basic of a relationship? When you first meet somebody, what are some of the basics that a person at
Well,
least have to even be considered for a relationship?
well, everybody different. For me, I don't care where you come from, what you look like. If I want to talk to you, I'm going to talk to you. Now, I need you to be motivated to do stuff. I can't be with you and you're not trying to be motivated or you're not trying to grow. I don't care if you grow a little bit in something or a lot in others or whatever. Some things you might not have to grow in, but you it's always need for improvement. Um, just like with you, you meet a lady. she need to know how to have. She know how to need to make full course meals to help you make full course meals.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you doing fried wings or baked wings, macaroni and cheese, rice and gravy, or you can
I
do
know. I know. One time for Father's Day, my little girl, mom, she made baked chicken, rice, corn, and cornbread. Man, it
yeah.
was. It was. I
But
ain't
but
gonna lie.
see,
It was good.
you don't make baked chicken wings with gravy and you do rice and mashed potatoes. That's two starters. Yeah, you can have it like that, but that's not it. Either rice and mashed potatoes, then you do your corn, your green. I'm more of a green bean asparagus type person. I too much don't care for corn. But if a woman know how to cook the corn, I would eat it. But it's not really my thing. I'm more of a green bean. I like French style green beans, and then I might do beans. I don't do pork and beans like that. I do Bush's baked beans, but macaroni and cheese. As I got older, I don't like it too much, but I eat it. Somebody cook it, I'm gonna eat it. I mean, it's not gonna go to waste.
Yeah.
But like I said, you have to be, like I said, the basics too. On top of that, you have to be attracted to a person. Um,
Hold on 1 second. Let me take a quick commercial break and see what's going on. I'm having some technical. Give me 1 second, you guys.
uh,
The only reason I'm able to hear you is because,
You can come over. Nobody they can't hear you now.
you know what I'm saying? The only reason I can hear you is because I'm sitting in there and I can hear you from here.
You said you
I
can't hear me.
I can't hear you from my phone. Like it's super, super low and I don't know how to turn it.
You got me in your ear.
No, I tried to turn it on. It's not.
Okay. I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna have to take this out. I'm gonna take that out where you can hear me.
But
I'm gonna take this out where you can hear me because I didn't set it up in here. That's another reason. So I took it out. You should be able to hear me now. Whenever I come back, you should be able to hear me. All right, I'm about to come back. And three.
no, wait, hold on. Like I can hear you talking now, even though it's not on here. I can still hear you talking through the phone, but it's low.
Oh, okay. I need to turn it up then. Okay, now I fixed it. Can you? I gotta come back. And 3, 2, 1. All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I hear
I
you.
know I tried delay. Okay, you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Maybe because I jumped in.
No, you good. You can hear me. I tell you what. Drop down and come back in. Refresh. I'm gonna drop you down and come back in. But yeah, shout. Oh yeah, while she's refreshing her page. Um, Shout out to them Texas boys tomorrow. They in New Orleans right now. We beat up on them New Orleans Saints tomorrow. But yeah, bro,
Did
I'm
you
getting
re-
back.
did you read the question to the
Yeah, I'm
YouTube
reading it
comment?
right now. He wants to get back on the topic of relationships.
Yeah. I was trying to read it before I clicked in, but I was trying to hurry to get in.
She want to
I'm
talk
trying
about
to.
relationships.
I'm trying to watch the fight, man.
I bet you it's crazy too.
It just started. Yeah, it just started. Just started. Charleston White ain't came out yet. That dude from Wild and Out in the fight right now.
Oh, okay. I got time still.
Yeah,
But, relationships.
but like I say, with me, it don't matter who I meet. When you meet somebody, you already know whether you got an attraction with them or not. It's just if that other person do. As a man, sometimes no lie, we gon' long as the motherfucker got two legs, and you know what I'm saying, we gonna give it a shot, you know. But I can't be really picky, but I am picky. You have to choose. You have to look at the all around. Some people look at a woman's butt, they look at the breast, some of them look at their face. Some of them just want a woman that gonna make them look good. You can't look at. You gotta pick somebody for you. Um, I might pick a girl that somebody thinks ugly is all out the world, but That's what I like. That's what I prefer, and she treats me right. Yeah,
I like a woman that could be herself, funny, goofy. Well, funny and goofy in the same category. Um, One that can keep my attention. If you can keep my attention, we good. If you can't keep my attention, that's the problem.
yeah. But at the same time, though, sometimes we can sit here right now and write on a piece of paper everything that we want in a female. But what you gonna do if you meet a female that has a couple of them or can do all of that, but they slack in some of them areas? You gotta learn to work with that. You gotta
Well,
take what
well,
you gotta take what you can get.
in this day and time, you have to work with work with what you
Yeah,
have to work with.
yeah, you gotta take what you can get. Cause like as a man, a woman, your man, you have to you're there to provide and protect. If you're not working and always at home, that means you're not really providing like that. Now you got other ways you can provide. Yeah, you can go out there, sling dope and all that. Yeah, but a real person gonna get out there and work.
It's
They're
cool.
gonna hustle. But also, go ahead.
No,
No,
I'm
you're
listening.
good. But also, if a man's always working, he's not at home to protect you all the time, and they have to understand that when you meet somebody, if you buying flowers at the beginning of the relationship, you sometimes have to continue to buy those flowers.
Well, yeah, the same thing you did to get it, the same thing you got to do
Yeah,
to
yeah,
keep
yeah,
it.
yeah. But see, some
Now,
people don't do that.
she has to better understand you can't do it all the time, but yeah, you got to do it. Like, for
But
instance, if
but
you meet somebody, go ahead, go ahead.
but some people are like that. It used to be a saying: if you take a woman away from her family and you want to be with her, you need to be able to do the same as her family was doing or more. Like you
Well, yeah,
can't bring a woman out of a rich family and bring her down to the projects. No,
well,
you
you
know.
can't bring it to the hood like that. Yeah, I
I mean,
understand.
you know what I'm saying. You got to be able to keep her at her standards because some people don't know how rough it is. Like we can sit here and say, "Hey, we was down so bad, noodles was the only thing we had." Some people we meet, they couldn't. They probably never ate noodles. Like they only ate noodles because it became a trend because everybody put shrimp and stuff in their noodles. You know,
Yeah, people call new
but
eating trapping.
yeah,
That's not trapping.
yeah, that's a hood
If
ghetto
you
meal
call
to
it
them.
trapping, if you
But
got
yeah,
Roman
they
numerals,
don't they don't know that was a holiday meal. That was
you
a
laugh at it because
everyday.
you got holiday meal. You can fix it up.
I
You can
mean, but
fix certain things.
sometimes noodles was yo every day. The best meal you had might have been at school outside of noodles. You know,
True, true.
so that's why I say they had some people that I really wasn't that bad off. I mean, my mama worked her butt off, but it was some people worse than I was. So you know, I mean, you gotta take what you can get, but some people don't mind the grind. Some women that go down to the bottom with you until and y'all come up together. Some women you got already got to be up, and they just gonna follow you. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to grow. I'd rather meet you in the middle. You can be more than me, but I'm guarantee you, I'm gonna hustle you. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get you. I'm gonna
sure. If that,
catch you,
especially
but
if that person's perfect, you're gonna get out and show up and show out. That's just what you're gonna do.
you gotta, like I say, you gotta be honest and have communication because communication and honesty go a long way.
Oh, communication is key for everything. That's even the
Because
very basics of basics.
yeah, because if you can trust that person, then that means I can go on with my day, do my thing, and I don't have to worry about you out cheating and messing with nobody else because I trust you and we understand we got that. Now the people that have to sit back and be, oh, I wonder if my woman go on here, I want to see. That means y'all don't got what y'all need together. Y'all worried.
Yeah,
You
you don't
make
have
the
trust. That's the first thing in a relationship.
yeah,
You have
yeah.
to have
You
trust.
worry about stuff. Some stuff you can't worry about. You're not gonna be able to handle it. A person gonna do what they want to at the end of the day. If a woman gonna cheat, a woman gonna cheat. If a man gonna cheat, a man gonna cheat.
That's a fact.
But at the same time, a man can sit there and cheat the whole relationship, and a woman can go cheat one time, and we gonna be hurt way more than a woman will.
True.
So it's like a woman can do it, and it's gonna hurt us more. But a lot of men don't understand. They don't want to say that. They're like, "Oh man, fuck her." Nah, cause that you the main one back in the back. You know,
True. It's true.
you know some people take chances and lose on a good thing. Like the relationship I just got she don't want a good man. She posted.
You said it right there. Some women don't even want a good man.
She
Some women
say she don't want that. She don't like to be loved on. She don't want that. She want a person to argue with her all the time. Like nobody wants to do that.
that's what I'm saying. Some of these women, that's what they want. They want you to argue with them or fight with them. I'm not gonna go through all that. If I gotta do all that to keep you, and some men, like she just said, some men want that too.
Yeah, yeah. Some people love that. I mean,
But you
that's
know
what
what?
people.
But it depends on how far you go with that. It depends on how far you can.
Yeah, but who wants to go to work hard, come home, and argue?
But
Nobody.
nobody wants to come home and argue with a woman. Nobody wants to come, especially if you've been working all day. You don't want to. You don't even want to come in the house if you got to argue with her. You want to stay at work just to get away from her.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I grew up with a lot of older folks, so it was the man go out there and work, the woman took care of the house. But nowadays, women don't sit there and do that. They go out and get their own stuff too. Hell, they get way more better than we do if you really want to
Right?
look at it. But a man still needs to go out there and do his thing. But a lot of people looking
And
for,
we got some dominant women out there that dominate
yeah,
a man. And there's nothing. I mean, I don't even know how to even call that if a woman dominating a man in a relationship.
nothing.
A lot
It's
of relationships.
called it's called you need to step your game up and someone meet her, or you need to holler at her, see what she doing. Somewhere, I mean,
What you think about that? Do you think women can be dominant in this day and time in relationships?
yeah. But people got to learn how to control that power.
I
You get what
agree.
I'm saying? Now, if a
So
woman if a woman got more than you and she got her own house and her own stuff, and you kind of move in with her, even though you working, that don't necessarily mean she got to treat you like ass because she's doing better than you, and you don't have to treat her like ass if you're doing better than her. You don't never treat nobody different. You gotta meet in the middle. Like you gotta grow with each other. That's how you get long relationships. People want this quick, fast minute microwave relationship. They don't want the long.
yeah, I don't want no
Yeah.
microwave female. Microwave. I like I like cooked food.
And just cause it look good to you don't mean it's the best for you.
True.
Some
True.
people some people come in your life just to be a good close friend.
You know what they say? Some people come in for a season.
Yeah, but some people come to be your best friend for the rest of your life. Some people come in for you just to have a little friends with benefit. Some come in for short term
Friends
relationship.
with benefits. You said a mouthful right there. Friends
Yeah.
with benefits.
But the beneficial part of it doesn't necessarily mean sex.
True. I,
That can be she might need someone for you to talk to. She might like to the way you cook, the hang out, the anything, the fixing stuff in the house, the car, anything like that. You know, maybe you just a dude that brings some money. I don't know.
B King made a song like that. A female that she got 5 people who do 5 different things, but they all do.
Yeah.
I
But I
mean,
mean, you can't just sit there and say a female. You got dudes too. You got dudes that want a freaky woman, but
that's
they
true.
don't end up being with one, so they go out and find them a freak. Like, nah, you don't have to go. You gotta make that person. You and that person gotta grow together, to make this.
Okay, hold on. We
So
got a person coming in. Hold on. Let me click the link. Come on in. There you go. Welcome back to the show.
Alrighty.
Let me turn this down a little bit. Hold on, I got you. I know what to do on my end. Okay, there we go.
yeah, well, like I say, people just
Including the conversation we were just having, or are you
yeah,
just coming in?
people are scared to meet in the middle.
We were
People
talking
got
about relationship meeting in the middle.
yeah, people have to meet in the middle. Everybody's grow. Like the last relationship I had, she wasn't used to somebody loving her and doing it. I taught her that. Maybe that was too much for her. She stepped away. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I mean, yeah, I was mad at her, but you can't get married. You got to move on. That's a lesson she'll learn, and that's something I learned. A lot of people don't like to be, as you say, smothered or clingy to. Some women like their space. You got to give people their space. They have their own life too. So I mean, that's what you got to do. But like I
And
say, you
see,
got to go ahead.
I was gonna say to that, that kind of goes along with what I mentioned earlier about people kind of having like this whole attitude of not wanting to work on something that's worth it. It's just like some things can be dealt with by just having a conversation, right? So instead of like making an exit from the whole relationship, especially after time and commitment and all these things have been put into it, why not just have a conversation and say, hey, I noticed that my needs have changed and they've shifted. I'm feeling this way now. I think I'm gonna need something different from you now. Have the conversation. Like it's worth having the conversation to keep things together, to keep it moving, to allow things to blossom and flourish in the way that it's supposed to.
Yeah. But
You be
it's consistency with that too, communication and trust. People do outgrow situations. The same person I was in high school is not the person I am now.
well, we
This-
all not the same person as we are. We have to grow up and mature. At some point, you have to grow up and mature somewhere.
Yeah, but some people don't. Some people that had kid after kid after kid after kid, and they don't change. They stay the same. You have to change. And that's just because I came out here to Houston and I think I changed. I was changing it on. I just don't mess with everybody. Everybody don't treat you the same anymore. Some of your closest friends you grew up with change on you. So you have to deal with that. But people have to understand that nobody want to argue and fuss all the time. You have to, like you say, talk, communicate, converse. And sometimes people, like I said, people don't want to do that. Like you say, people ready to throw it away. Oh, I make more money than him. I'm gone. I make more money than her. I'm gone. And you don't have to leave. Hell, help that man get a bag just like you getting the bag. You
Well, you got a
know,
lot of people that's all about just for self and don't wanna build like
and
that. You know what I mean?
and
You got
that
people
and
that
that
don't,
and
don't
that's
want to
why
do.
and that's why you stay single until you ready to do what you want to do. If you all about self, you gotta stay single for a while. And sometimes if you damage, sometimes damaged people hurt other damaged people. They don't mean to.
And it stay doing a trend, and it keeps
Yeah.
going and going and
But
going.
they but they don't mean to. But it just they come off. They hold stuff. I can say that because I did that. You hold stuff from the last relationship, and you try to make that person not do that, and they end up doing it because you bring them to that point. But like I say, it's all about communication, and you can't blame. You gotta talk. You shouldn't go to bed mad at each other. You shouldn't do none of that. Talk. Like she said, get it out the way. Maybe you're not feeling that person no more. Tell them, hey, I kind of outgrew you a little bit. It's not you, it's me. Hey, I need to find something else to go around, or maybe help that person get to that level.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can grow apart from a person, or you can grow old with a person, depend on the feelings of the situation.
Yeah.
But it seems like everything come back to communication. That's what everything seems. We all saying the same thing. Communication is the key to everything. A good
Yeah.
text, a good morning text, a good afternoon. You never know how a person's day is going. A good text message from a person may, cheer that person up. Or like you say, a smile could change a person's mood.
Yeah. But you gotta continue to do that. You gotta be able to do that. No matter if that person mad, no matter if that person don't do it, you have to make your mind up if you want to continue to do it or let it die. If you telling that person good morning every morning and that person don't respond, then you got a choice. Do I continue to do that, or do I let that die? Do I stop just because that person ain't doing it? That's your choice.
True.
That might be that person's best time of that person's day, but by you stopping, they done mess it up.
What do you feel about that?
I'm a huge component of I'm a huge advocate of consistency. So whenever I'm first getting to know someone, uh, for the purpose of like a relationship and everything, then how they
My TV
start
right
with
here, bro.
me when it comes to things like that, things that I enjoy, I do look for that to continue.
So the text, the phone calls, all that matters.
Yes, for me personally, it's
I
all
get
very
that.
important. I
Well,
had a question. I was wondering what the whole like, what is it that you look for specifically? I was waiting on you to ask the question. What is it that you look for specifically on the first date?
you talking to me or him?
You,
The first thing I look for,
Some wings.
not the weed. No, she can't get me like that. I mean, because that's one of the things that I like. But no, first thing I look for, can you make me smile? Can you make me laugh? Can you be yourself? Just generalize being yourself. If you can do those two things, you pass the first round. Someone you pass the first initiative of application. Your application is being looked at that point. I'm looking at you.
how can you tell if someone is being themselves on the first date?
It's a feeling that you'll get. It's something you just know when you're around that person. Okay, she's being 100% authentic. I look for artistry. You know, what I mean? Like make sure you're being yourself. We never be like I want to be around your family. I want to be around your friends to see if you're the same person as you are when you're with me. Make sure you're being consistent of who you are. You're not just putting on a persona.
I think it's important to be realistic. A lot of times, whenever you are meeting somebody for the first time, going on a first, sometimes even the second or third date, you will meet a person's representative. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think a lot of times people try to put their best foot forward. So you are seeing like the more polished,
The
side
impressive
of the
part, you're gonna
person.
get dressed. You're gonna put on something nice. You want that guy to compliment you. Same for a guy. He gonna get dressed. He gonna put on his best clothes. He gonna everybody's gonna be shined up at that first date.
Yeah, but even how a person communicates with you and comes across. Sometimes, depending on the person, they may be nervous, so they're not going to be funny. Sometimes it just depends on the person. Or a person could tell too many jokes because they're nervous. A lot of times you encounter those things. So it can be kind of tricky whenever you're just like, okay, is this person being authentic? Because you can sometimes you won't be able to really tell necessarily how much a
Well,
person is
but
like
that's
putting.
when you have to go on more dates to figure out. Okay,
Well, that's what I mean. Like the first date, what is it that you're like, okay, I want to continue or no, I'm not continuing? What are some things for you?
the conversation at the table. We're talking about family. She's talking about her family. I'm listening more closely of I want you to tell your story. Not maybe not tell me everything, but I want to know your story. I want to listen. I want to know more about you than you know about me. I want to know more about you at the moment because obviously I like you enough to ask you out and take you out or meet you out, whatever the case may be. I want to see what's your basis of a person. Are you family oriented? Do you love kids? Um, just who are you? Basically, what is it? What makes you you at the moment?
Are there any things that you look for in terms of behavior,
You have to give me more of an in depth when you say behavior. What do you? When you have to be
in
going more
terms
in
of
depth.
how the person is behaving on the date?
Like something thrown off or something off or that is that what you mean? Like something off about her or
It could be good or bad. Is there something in particular that you like
Well,
that you're just like, oh, I really like that, or oh, I really don't like that?
mm, if she's too cocky, if she's being more than what she really is, that's a turn off for me. If you're being more cocky than what you really are, feel like you're better than everybody else.
Give an example, please. I gotta see this.
If she come in like she owns the place, like she's just this heck of a woman, she comes in with this aura, like, oh no, this is definitely not gonna work. She comes in throwing herself like she's just God gives the man.
Some women feel like that though. It's not just them. It's just they're confident in
You could be
themselves.
confident, but you don't have to be cocky. Because I'm getting to know you. You don't have to be all of that.
But you gotta, like I told you, that's their personality. Like you gotta know, you gotta
So,
understand a
so, so
person's
you telling me,
personality.
Jasmine, if you go on a date with a woman in your truck and she just looks at your truck, I don't drive a truck like this. I drive this type of car. Oh, I wouldn't drive something like this.
And I'm gonna say exactly what I say. This is what I got at the moment. This is me. This is mine. Maybe I get to that level one day, but this she gotta have no choice. Everybody, she might be rich. I'm not. I might not be rich. Like first date. I don't know. I'm different than everybody. I'm real. So I don't care. You ain't gotta be all dressed up for me. I want you to be yourself. Cause some people don't be dressed up like that. Some people
Right?
sit in
Right.
some women be in scrubs all day with slippers on.
Hey, if you coming home, you could be coming home from work and looking good, and I'm like, ooh, you look even
I
better
mean,
with your work
yeah,
outfit
I
on.
mean that's it. It's just the like you say, it's the consistency. It's the doing for me. Like after we at the table, we eat, we talk, we chat. I can tell whether I want to continue to talk to you or not already. And people can lie. Lies can go a long
Oh yeah, they can
way.
sell you a dream, and you get past that first day, sell you that dream for sure. That's why I say it takes more of getting to know that person. I
Yeah, but
think,
like I say, you got some people out here, man, that can sell you a
oh,
dream.
it's called finesse. That's the word you're
Yeah,
looking for, finesse.
yeah, that's why I say you. I'm me. I'm different. I don't judge. So however you want to come, you come. You want to come in slippers, come in slippers. But
What you
I'm
think
just
about that? Do you think women can finesse a man, or you think it's just like a one thing?
First, let me address. I'm gonna go back to the question that I asked you um, first, and then I'm gonna move on. So you don't like women that come off as being stuck up with their nose in the air, looking down on people, correct?
Feeling as though they're like doing you a favor by dating you.
So really cocky, really arrogant. That's you don't like that. That will automatically be a no for you, correct?
In the back
That's
of
what
my
you're
mind, I'm
saying.
like, this would be the first and last date.
Okay, cool. That was a question that I had. Okay.
So I'll redirect that to you. What's that for you? What's that? Uh, I'll redirect the same question you asked me.
Oh, that's definitely one of them for me. I like confidence, but I don't like arrogant. I don't like jerks.
yeah. You're not gonna sit there and talk down on me the whole date. You already talking about my truck ain't up to par. I might not have the Gucci shirt on, or no. You're not gonna sit there and talk about me the whole time. You do that, I'm gonna finish the date. I'm gonna finish the date off. I'm gonna have a good. I'm gonna do all that. But after that, it's no more. After that, but yeah,
I feel like if a woman could just be her. So, for instance, I'm a simple guy. If a woman if I go to her house and she can make a sandwich and hand me some Kool Aid and we can just laugh and be goofy, I'm a man. You got me. you got me. If you could just be a simple woman, just be make me
Not
laugh,
the
and
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, but you
I'm
gotta,
just breaking it down. I'm just
but
saying,
you can't live off Kool-Aid sandwiches the rest of
I'm
your life.
saying in general, if we can just laugh
Yeah,
together and just, what I'm saying, if she may not know how to make, she may not know how to make everything all good. Hell, heck, she may not even know how to fry chicken for God's sake. But at least if you can do the quality of, keeping me entertained, laughing, and you always be yourself, I still could work with you. I mean,
but
it's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker.
my question after that, wonder if it get to a point to where y'all struggling and she can't entertain you like she used to because she's on the grind. Is you gonna fall apart from her?
No, because I know she's being authentic. She's working, and when she come home from work, if she tired, I'm the type of man that could possibly I'll rub your feet. If you really that type of woman, I really cut for you like that, I'm gonna go out my way. There are certain things I'm just know I'm going to do because those were things were ingrained in me by my grandparents, my grandmother, people that taught me what I know. But if your feet all look crusty and rusty, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna play it up. I'm like, I'm gonna send you to the to the shop tomorrow.
No, no, no. You gotta do that for better or for worse, man. You gotta go through
Baby,
it.
I ain't married to her.
But you
We
still
ain't
gotta go
married.
through it.
I ain't said the words till death do us part.
But sometimes you gotta understand the roles might reverse to where you are the house person. You're gonna have to cook the meals, wash the clothes, fold them, and sometimes because she's out there on the grind, you
There's
gotta
nothing
be.
wrong with that. I don't mind doing because I do it anyway for my daughter now. So I mean, heck,
Yeah, but that's a
not an
different.
issue.
That's a different. This a whole different person. Especially moving in, like you might be a person come home, take your shoes off, leave them by the front door.
I
She
do. I,
might
I do do
she
that. That's
yeah,
something I do now.
and she might not like that. She might make you take your shoes, go put them in your room in your little cubby
Well,
hole.
well. Wait a minute. This is where you compromise. If a female's gonna move in with you, you have to have a compromise.
Not just with you, y'all moving in together or a whole different house or in her house. Like my last, he hated. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I cook food in the crock pot. I put the whole crock pot in ice box. She didn't like that. She liked you to put it in another container, clean your dish like you do, like I do anyway, and put it up, dry and put it up. I would put the whole crock pot in there. That
What
was
you
just
think about
something.
that?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with him. You kind of have to learn to compromise, basically. He's just giving you just throwing an example out there. But yeah, definitely compromise there for sure.
Okay.
And you got to be able to give her space. It might
Well,
not have
yeah. I
nothing.
mean,
It
I
might
don't
not
want to
be.
hear
It
you
might
running
not have
down her
nothing to do
throat
with
as soon as
you.
she get home. She don't want to hear you running down her throat. Now, if she come home, let me tell you how my day was. Okay, I'll sit back and I'll listen to you. You can tell me how your day was, but don't wait till I get in front of my game and all of a sudden now you just pick the most
But
opportunist time while I'm in front of the game
hey, but
to come tell me about your day.
you gotta be ready at all times. Sometimes she don't want to talk. You might think you did, so she might want to come in here, take a bath, eat, go to bed. It's your choice and knowledge to understand that
Wait, well, I gotta
and
speak her.
still.
I'm just speaking her code at that point. I got to get up and see how are you okay. I'm gonna
No,
get up and
no,
say, are
no.
you okay?
All you gotta do is go, and you gotta catch her vibe. You might have to go sit right behind her and lay behind her in the bed. You ain't gotta do nothing else. Just hold her. I mean, you gotta check her vibe and everything else.
Well, yeah, I'm
Some
not gonna just lay up on the game and she come home and then I'm saying we don't say nothing to one another at all. Nah,
Okay,
I'm a
now let me ask you this question: what if you meet a female that really don't like games? How you gonna
what
compromise
you mean?
that?
Like if she don't like the game, a grown
She
man playing
don't
the
she
game.
she don't like game period. But that's
Well,
something you like.
again,
Uh,
it goes back to what she said earlier. Compromise with each other. I was doing that before you met me, and when we were dating, you didn't have a problem with it. Now that you're moving in with me, now you have a problem with it. That's the issue for me because you wasn't having an issue with this before.
you know? Mm.
There are going to be a lot of things that you may discover about a person that you didn't know before, but then once you move in together, then it'll make more. It'll kind of click a little bit more. You're just like, dang, I really didn't think this was going to bother me, but this bothers me.
Well, you know what they say, you don't know a person until you live with a person. I can I can a lot of people, a lot of elder people I've heard say that you don't know a person until you live with a person. You found out that bad habits, that the habits that you didn't know when you were dating. But
No,
then you have to make that judgment. Okay, if she worth this, I mean, I'm really. I mean, that's when you really find out the hardcore. Is this woman really worth it, or is this man really worth me thinking about marrying this person? Because then that's what you. That should be the next stage of thought. Is this person worth it?
well, you can't go straight to marriage. You gotta
But I'm
meet.
saying while you're dating in the
Yeah,
house for a
yeah.
while.
You
I'm
got you
saying while
got you
you're
gotta
dating in the
you
house
gotta
for a little
meet and
while.
greet. You gotta meet and greet. Then you
No, you
gotta
said
spend.
you talked about moving in with each other. I'm saying if you moving in with each other, you didn't date each other long enough to be like, you know what, we can do this. We can make this work.
Yeah, but some people nowadays move in just because they feel like it save them money. Some
Well,
people
this
think it
day
save them
economy, yeah,
money.
that's true. Saving a buck or two, it is true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You really got a roommate. That's pretty much what it is. But if people move in quick, they can meet each other one week. Next week, hey, my lease almost up. You want to move
When
in
you get
together?
older, you don't just jump the gun like that. I don't care how good the certain areas are good. You ain't gonna that ain't gonna work for me like that.
Yeah, but that's you. Some
You
people
can't put a
move
Coke
in.
and smile on me and give me some Kool-Aid and some wings and think you're gonna move in.
Yeah, I
Nah.
mean, yeah. Some people are like that. You just have to learn to compromise. Like me, like I said, first date. I like your attention. I understand if you got a kid, a child, or kids. I don't like women to sit on their phone the whole time when you're on the date. When you're on the date, that's for men too, for us to kind of put your phone down a little bit. Keep it on, but put it down. Like, hey, give that person a little opportunity because some people don't get that attention. Your attention span is short. I mean, if it ain't your child or mom or grandmother or
Well,
somebody,
that's why you
hey.
got to keep the conversation spicy, or you got to keep the conversation, listen to what she's talking about.
But
And
I mean, it can be spicy, but when the phone ring, some people gotta answer.
if
I
it
don't
ain't your
mind.
kid or emergency, I feel like you should put your phone. Well, no,
Yeah,
if
all you
you
gotta
have
do is
kids,
just
you can't put your phone like that because if you got kids, you never know if it's an emergency or not.
yeah,
I've
no,
learned that
no.
the hard way.
Your kid call. Hey, pick up. Hey, excuse me 1 second. Hey, baby, what's going on? Everything okay? She's like, yeah, I'm just calling, check on. All right, I'm out eating. I'm call you right back, and you continue to do what you're doing. If it's not important, then continue to do what you're doing. But sometimes it is emergency. So
Do you concur with this?
If me personally, if I'm out on a date, first date, and the man is constantly in his phone, to me that's gonna register as not being interested. So that would probably be the first and the last date for me.
I
But I
get it.
mean, he can't, like I say, probably with her, a person can't communicate. Hey, like my daughter right now is sick with COVID, so I can be like, hey, I know this our date. My daughter's sick at home. She texts me. She would have to. That's the part of communication. I have to understand that. She'll be like, okay, I understand that. Then you go, but you gotta be able to communicate. Because if you don't communicate, then yeah, you're like, oh, this person not interested in me. Let me move around. But if you communicate, sometimes it can be for the better instead of the worse.
Well, some people lose interest too fast too. That's another thing. You got some women who lose interest too quick and didn't even give it a chance to develop because they just, for whatever reason, they didn't even give it an opportunity to grow to anything for whatever reason.
That's the
And
that's
they could
the
have been a blessing for them.
that's the attention span. Some women don't care how much money you got. They don't care if you ride around in the Rolls Royce. They don't care if you wearing Gucci every day. It don't make them. Some women might like to do it in a plain white tee every day. That just because you got this and you got a house, they don't care. If you got money, they don't care. I mean, they might love you
I,
for you.
I feel like when for instance, I like wearing suits on occasions. I feel like if I'm wearing a suit, people think I'm hiding something. Something that just I don't mind dressing up, but I feel like when you dress up, you're hiding something. I feel like when you dress up, you know, what's the reason you dressing up? Like, what are you hiding? I always get this feeling like, what are you hiding when you dress up? Like, what are you hiding behind?
First, let me go back and address the first thing that you said. So you mentioned women losing interest, and I think it's not women, it's not a woman or a man thing. That's for both. So we just addressed the fact that there are some things that register for you as immediate turnoffs, and you already know, hey, it's not going to go past this first date. That's enough for you to say, I've checked out, correct? So if someone that you're on a date with triggers these things in you and you're just like, no, this is not going to work, you gave it enough of a shot for you to know personally that it won't work, correct? So
Correct.
that's across the board. That's for anybody, male, female, doesn't matter.
It
Doesn't matter.
depends on what you.
It doesn't depend. It doesn't. It depends on what that person wants, what that person is looking for, and it
It
depends
depends on what
on
that person have done, though. It depends on
it
what that
dep-
person has
it
done.
doesn't. It depends on that particular person and what they're looking for and what they already know they don't want. If the person that they're sitting across from already triggers within them, I know already this is something that won't work for me for
Triggering.
whatever
Okay, yeah,
reason,
I can get that. Something triggering. I can get that.
then it is what it is.
It's
If
the
it's
it's
something
the
that she's been through in her
it,
past and it
it
triggers her,
nah it
I
ain't
get
it
that.
ain't it ain't just that, Sean. It's the vibe. Like right now, if you walk in a restaurant and you get seated to a table with a female, what's the first thing you gonna do?
Say it again.
If you go to a restaurant with a female and you're going to sit at a table, what is the first thing you're gonna do when you get to the table?
I'm asking you. You want to order drinks, or I
See,
mean,
see, you already skipped a step. You didn't even try to open the chair out for the lady to sit
well, wait a
down.
minute. You didn't say it all like that. See,
No,
you didn't.
I
You
didn't.
didn't
But
say
no,
it
I
like
don't
that.
have to do that. I said, what's the first thing you're gonna do when you go to a restaurant to get to a table?
First of all, well, if I'm picking her up, I'm gonna open the door. That's just something. That's something.
That's I'm talking. I understand that, but I'm talking about at the restaurant.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna open if she wants me to. I'll know if it looks. I'll open her chair depending on if she's that type of woman. Because you got type of
It,
women you don't too much care for that. But
it,
as
it
I
don't
was raised, as me,
it
I'm gonna
don't
pull
it
that
don't
chair.
matter. You have to you have to do you have to continue to do that. If she whether she don't like it or not. I got a
But she
big
may not
truck.
had a daddy in her life. Some of these girls nowadays
Yeah,
they had no daddy in their life. They got
but
daddy issues.
like I said, I got a big truck and it sits high. A lot of females and men can't get in that truck easy. I have to help them get in the truck, you know. But it's two ways. If I want to be nasty about it, oh yeah, I can give me a little feel on her butt, help her get in the truck, you know. But it's not that. It's just the point that you open the door, help you get in. Hey, buckle up, make sure she's safe, she comfortable. Cause some women not gonna be comfortable being in your car because they don't know how you drive. For one, you gotta make
Don't
her
look
feel
like that. I
comfortable.
drive good. Don't look like that. I drive good.
Then after you shut the door, she's buckled up. Then you go around your side and you get in the truck and you still make her feel comfortable. You don't get it. I don't care if you got a Hellcat or not. You don't get in there, ram the engine, cause now you, oh, this man crazy.
Yep.
Then you get to a restaurant. Me, I'm kind of a bigger person. I like space. Period. Can I get a table, please? You get a table, take the chair out for her. Even if she don't say nothing, that's what you do. Or matter of fact, I just skipped a step. When I get to the restaurant, I need to go back and open her door to the restaurant. Then
Sure.
open the door in to go into the restaurant, and then I do the talking because some women like that. Like if you go out on a date, you take control of the date. You know what I'm saying? Now, when she wants something, if she want to order something, she never been there, you can recommend. But by that time, you should know what she like to eat. This young lady right here says she don't like fried chicken. So why would you bring her to the fried chicken restaurant
Yep.
and she don't like fried food? That's
Right.
or the smell of it. You gotta pick and choose and see what that person like. Me, I
So,
don't really like pasta like that, but somebody I meet might like pasta. So I have to sometimes, yeah, I would sacrifice what I don't really like. Maybe she put me on something. I'm like, hey, you recommend a certain pasta? And she say, yeah, then hell, I'm gonna try it. But other than that, I would say you gotta take control. some women like a man to take control, but you also got to be loose enough to let them also have their say. You can't say, "Hey, I'm gonna order this young lady a T-bone steak with broccoli and
Oh
wild
yeah,
rice."
you don't want to force a
No.
female to order something. No, you don't want to definitely do that at
And then
all.
two, you don't have to order the highest thing on the menu to please somebody.
No, because then you're
She,
just showing off, and you know full well you ain't really got money like that to be blowing.
even if you did have the money like that, it might not be what she likes. She might like chicken, shrimp, and fried. You know what I'm saying? You like that's what I say. You have to take control, but you should know when you with somebody, you already in your mind know you gonna continue this or you not off that. The first thing come out of their mouth, you gonna know that.
True.
You riding the car with a female and she's on her phone the whole time. You like, oh yeah, something going on. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna go for you. But sometimes you can't stop and block your blessing because your mind is already made up. Oh, she on her phone. I'm not gonna go for her. You can't put that in your mind. You gotta stay positive.
Well, yeah. First of all, you got to ask her. I mean, you got to not prior to her personal business. You could be like, "Hey, is everything okay?" And if she say everything okay, then she needs to reach for her phone to be on her hand. If you asked her, "Is everything okay?" You know, is the family good? You know, she says yes, and then she's still on her phone. That's a problem.
But some women, also men, will be like, hey, this is my phone. I can do what I want. You got certain people
Well,
like that, so you got to learn
you
how
don't want
to.
to come off as aggressive neither.
Yeah,
You
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to learn how to approach that situation. But anybody else said something in the comment? Anybody left something?
Nope, that's pretty
No.
much it in the comments. And I know we went way past times, so I'm gonna cut this podcast. And I just Trevor, I didn't realize what time it was. Um, anything else you want to say? Because I'm definitely gonna cut it.
Oh no, but I just want to say, man, like, no matter who you meet, y'all give that person a chance. Whether they lower than you or higher than you, give that person a chance. Show consistency, trust, and communication, and you should be able to go far.
Communication is key. It comes back to everything I just said. We're getting ready to wrap it up, and I didn't realize what time it was. We were saying it comes back all the way around to communication is the key to everything. Anything you want to say to add to that before we close up?
No, I still have plenty of juice, plenty of energy, but I'm gonna let you wrap it up.
Well, I didn't realize what time it was, and I know you're hosting this live, and I want to be respectful to to the house, and we have to definitely do a part two of this podcast where we can continue this dialogue. I think everything was well. I think the communication was well. Everybody had pretty good topics. So next time around, you definitely have to host the next live.
That sounds like fun.
All right, I appreciate all your questions. After this video, if you're not already submitted to my channel, please do so. Leave all your comments and whatever you want to say. We'll come back and answer it in another live. So you can leave your any. You don't have any social media, you said, but you already know my social media already on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Y'all know how to find me. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm gonna play this commercial before I go because shout out to Coors Light.
It's Bubba Uno, so you know it's lit.